Hi, Nikki V here from the 10-10 movement. Now in this video, we're going to go through the kind of questions we need to ask ourselves, the kind of resources we need to draw upon, and the kind of strategies that might be really useful to get us through this difficult time. Now, as women, we've probably all been through difficult times in our lives. Maybe this was times when we were single and we didn't know how we were going to make ends meet. Maybe this is when we had a relationship breakdown, or when we were a new mom, or maybe just some difficult times in our lives like we have today, where our health isn't exactly where we want it to be. So these resources, these questions, these strategies, they're going to benefit us in this most difficult time. Now, this video comes from a Facebook live recording that I did a few weeks ago. And in it, I'm going to talk about, how we find out what's really important to us, how this time can be the time when we get really clear, how this time can be the time when we work out what we're really on the planet for. This is the time when we can do those things that we've been putting off for ages. And I share with you how I've done some decluttering of my life and how beneficial that can be, so that we're really in the right energy to support our partners, to be there for our children, and very importantly, to be there for other women as well. So here we go with Women Today. Enjoy. Hello there. Welcome to Women Today. I have been so looking forward to coming back on and talking to you fabulous women today. So if you're watching this on recording, you're going to hear this little bit, whereas actually I'm just waiting now for people to come on. And let me just share with you a couple of things that I was thinking about whilst the others find how they get on live. Okay, so if you're here watching this on a recording, what you're going to, oh, hi Mandeep, she's come back. What I thought about was, just because Tony and I at our 10:10 a.m. Yesterday did a books and films, what I thought, just to get us kicked off, just to start us off, I thought what I would do is say, what are the books and the films that have assisted me as a woman over the years when I've had difficult times? So what times have I had that have been difficult? Well, there's the kind of personal difficult times, and I could go, to anywhere, like, break down the relationship, being single and wondering whether I'm ever going to be in a relationship again, being, just being in that space where I felt like I didn't feel very healthy. I didn't feel very fit. Times when the whole world's been a bit crazy, like it is now, like when 9/11 happened. Times like when Tony and I came back from Austria, when we'd had a retreat there, and we needed to rethink how we were going to run our business. It was a challenging time for both of us, but of course, there's probably been nothing much equal to, for the whole of the country, the whole of the world, of the challenging times that we're having right now. So hi Gary, and it's absolutely fine for me men on, but you will forgive me, Gary, if I'm going to talk to people as a woman. So the first thing I wanted to share, and please do comment. I just, happy. I mean, if I don't reply, if I'm off on one, please don't be offended, because I actually went on Shari's live earlier on today and felt like commenting a lot, but didn't want to hog the comment feed because I don't know her community and they don't know me. But please do, because this is my live, please come on and get on as much as you want to can. And thank you, Sophie. I'm actually feeling pretty amazing. I said to Tony this morning, I'm going to make you laugh. I said to Tony, I said, I've got a confession to make. And it isn't that I ate all the chocolate biscuits that were in the cupboard, or that I've had wine earlier than 5 p.m. 5 a.m. That would be funny, wouldn't it? I'm not that bad yet. I said, my absolute confession is I'm really loving this time being at home. And there's so many benefits. So what I'd love you to write down in the feed is, what is the greatest thing about this? What's the best thing about it? How is it absolutely brilliant for you that we are in what they call lockdown, or being at home, being careful, making sure our hands are clean, making sure our immune system's working as well as it possibly could. And I'm just going like, how is this not the best thing that could have happened? And I look at the people on here. I look at people like Julie Barker. I look at people like the wonderful Jean Leather. Not that Julie Barker's not wonderful. I look at Vanessa Sant. Oh, my forever living products person. Vanessa, are you home or are you in Spain? Because somehow I could get somebody to come in the house. If you've got any stock there, I'm happy to give an order for some aloe vera gel, which I love, aloe vera jelly, all sorts of things. I like the toothpaste, I like the deodorant, because it's all healthy and free from additives and all that sort of thing. So hi Vanessa, I haven't seen you on my feed before. And Mandeep, it's wonderful to get you to know you. Absolutely wonderful. Sarah, Sheila, Vicky, Moss. How long have we known each other, Moss? Years and years and years. So I look on here and I see amazing coaches, trainers, business people, parents. What are you doing? First of all, my first question, please write on there. She's at home. Vanessa's always jetting off somewhere. So clearly her jetting has been stopped at the moment, but putting an order in this week. So great, I will order stuff. We gotta keep we've got to keep the what do they call it, the economy going. I feel like sending my hairdresser just money just to because I give them so much money every week. I want to keep sending them money. Suge would love that. But I was, funny enough, Julie and I were talking about having our roots done and stuff. And so was me and Natty this morning. And I was going, well, first of all, I've got something called Wow, which is like covers your roots up, which is fantastic. But also, I'm just going, do you know what? I'll be fine. I'll put my hair up. I'll scrape it back. I'll do something. And it's absolutely fine. Roots are never going to kill anybody. But also, once the hairdressers are back open, we're going to be there. We'll be having it cut. We'll be having it coloured. We'll be enjoying connecting. I think one of the things that I've loved about this time is how much I've connected with people that I have not been connecting with for a long time. You know, we always go, yeah, we'll get together and everything. So Izzy Gainford, Izzy Gainford now, Izzy Parsons, who got married a couple of years ago, you know, we just FaceTimed and said, you know, let's have a FaceTime on Monday. We put it in our diaries at the particular time that we wanted to speak. And I think that's so great. So please write in the comments. First question, what is the best thing about this time? How has it enhanced your life? What is the best thing? And then secondly, I want to ask you, what resources, what have you used in order to get you in a great place? How have you looked at it from a different perspective? What have you done? Have you exercised more? Have you been out walking more? Have you eaten differently? Have you actually spent time doing things which nurture your soul? You know, which nurture your soul. I mean, just to give you an example, my mom lives with me. And Tony, and she's 93, so we're being very, very careful. She's been at one point this morning, she's on Zoom talking to her grandson Nick James, and she's got my phone with her two great grandsons Zach and Ty, and so she's all the technology. She's loving this whole coronavirus thing because we're home all the time. And obviously, because she's of that vulnerable age, we've stopped the carers coming in. So I'm doing her, looking after her, you know, showering and all that sort of thing for her. And she's not having the cleaners coming. And so I am, those of you who know me will know this will be extreme. This is extreme. I'm washing, doing washing, which I never do, ironing, cleaning, looking after my mom, cooking even, you know, things I don't normally do. And actually, I'm really loving it. And I'm saying to myself, when it all goes back to normal, how am I going to spend the time? How am I going to spend that time? So that was one of the things I have been doing, that I've been appreciating what's great about this time. So Nikki, oh, the gorgeous Nikki Lowell. I talk about you all the time, honey, because you're doing so brilliantly in your business. She goes, ditto, lots of people I've been trying to catch up with are now doing it by Zoom. And, you know, it's crazy, isn't it? Why don't we do that anyway? And Mandy is loving getting to know you too, Nikki. I can't wait for us to meet in person and be able to hug and kiss and all that kind of stuff. Jean Leather, I have turned off the TV. I'm so sorry, Jean, to hear about your dog who you lost 2 weeks ago only. That must be, you must miss him like crazy. Now, Jean knows, she'd be laughing, going, you don't even like dogs, Nikki V. Well, actually, I am going to have to learn to like dogs because the James family are going to have a dog soon. But I also go, I really feel like I recognise this. This time has kind of made me recognise the things that are important to us. And I know that your dog was important to you, and I know that it must be tough because he's like he's been very special to you. So I'm sending you lots of love. As I do with my grandsons, I go, big hug, big hug. So Moss, what my friends calls my airy gait stuff. I don't, what, isn't gait the way you stand? You wouldn't want to know the picture I'm making, Moss. But all the personal development. It's like airy fairy stuff. Obviously, what do they call it? Predictive text has messed you up there. Supporting a couple of self-employed and helping keep people's mood up. Well, Moss, that is so fantastic. Because I was just saying to Julie earlier, I was saying that we need to keep ourselves in a great state because, you know, we can't be there for other people if we've got stuff going on in ourselves. So we need to work on ourselves, as we all do. I see all these names of people, and I know you're all big personal development, spiritual development fans. This is the time when it's even more important. Because I remember when we were in Glastonbury and everybody was saying that on the 21st of December 2012 the world was going to come to an end, and there was a lot of films around then about kind of apocalyptic, if that's, you know, it is the word, isn't it? Apocalyptic moments. And you could argue this is a fairly apocalyptic moment. And I learned something on this one film, which was heavy duty. It was about, like, if the end of the world comes, it'll be this massive tsunami and, you know, people will be killed in millions and all that kind of stuff. It was quite low, you know, very Glastonbury, right? And at the very end, there was this way that they'd pictured, that they'd actually used graphics to describe something, and it blew my mind. This is 2012, so it's like 8 years ago, and I've never forgotten it. And that was that it described the tsunami, which obviously is more like water and all that sort of thing, but let's just talk about like a virus as being the same. And it sweeps across the land very similarly. And unfortunately, the people who are most vulnerable, which is exactly what's happening now, people who have already got conditions, people who are elderly, they may be that this actually ends their life. And I think that, you know, one of the things that I really respect about Boris is he's been willing to talk about things which are very difficult to talk about, which is that people are going to lose loved ones. Well, I think that the way we have to, I mean, some of you know us really well, know that Tony has, you know, masses of very positive beliefs about death. He thinks that, you know, we all have you know, we're all going to die at some point. And that, so what, let me get back to the story. So they graphically showed this kind of wave sweeping across and taking the most vulnerable people, taking the people as well. Now, you can, you know, disagree with this if you like, but taking the people who had the most negative energy. And of course, you know, again, I know this is very contentious stuff, but I've been looking at this kind of stuff for years now. And I'm absolutely convinced, having worked with Brandon Bays, Louise Hay, all that kind of work, that actually our state, our negativity can actually affect our bodies so that our immune system is depleted, so that we are stressed, so that we are toxic, so that we create adrenaline, all the things I know many of you know about. And I think that what this film said was, if somebody's in that very low state where they are, you know, very vulnerable because their immune system's down, they're under stress, they're full of adrenaline, then this tsunami just took them. And then it showed it coming towards someone who was more clear, more healed, less adrenalized, less stressed, having a belief that all is well. That's a very big Louise Hay expression. All is well, and so it is. So that they're not overreacting to the situation. And it actually showed this kind of sort of like almost like alien sort of shape. And it's saying that, and it showed the shape of someone who was in a very, very bad state. And then it showed the shape of this quite angelic sort of creature. And it's saying that the closer that we as human beings can be to that, what does that mean? That our cells are healthy, that our minds aren't making up, you know, awful stuff that's making us create adrenaline in our bodies, but making good pictures, that we're accepting things about ourselves, that we are, pre-frame, overused term coming, loving ourselves exactly as we are. And it basically said if you can be as healthy as you possibly can, then it's basically saying that the tsunami will come towards you and it might send you over, but you'll still be there. And that you're there then to assist people who are still struggling. So it didn't say it was going to kill everybody. It said that some people will die, just like we've heard about the virus. Some people will survive, but they will need people who are in a good state to assist them. And I know that's a long story and I want to read all your things, but I remember it really affecting me in 2012, really making me think about it. And then I kind of went to myself, this is really important that when, well, all the time, but none of us, well, you know, maybe there might be some people who are there the whole time. As my friend Richard Wilkins says, you know, if you're going to be in this kind of perfect space, that you better go and, you know, live on a mountain and do OMS all day. And, you know, he goes, put a banana up your bum. Well, I don't know why he adds that. But anyway, but you know what I mean? You extract yourself completely from society and then you can work on yourself the whole time and you can be in a, you know, but when we're going to mix like we do with society, we can do the job, which means getting ourselves in the healthiest place possible. So I think that's what Moss is saying. His friends call it his airy fairy stuff. It's all the personal development, spiritual development, health development, you know, understanding that health, relationships, money, how can we have positive perspective on that? How can we accept the way things are? All those sort of things. Michelle Delport from the Netherlands, huge hug for you, honey, and your amazing family. I miss you. Spending time with my son. Oh, how old is he now? Tell me. Spending time with my son, being creative and pottering about, doing a daily success journal, breathing, exercise, and doing incantations. Wow. Now, Michelle Delport is one of my clients, friends, lifelong friends now, who I met in, gosh, know what date it was when we came to the Netherlands, Tony and I, probably early 2004. So we're talking a long time. We've known each other now. And Michelle was very much like I was before I came to personal development. You know, she's very strong businesswoman, you know, high dominance profile woman, and very capable and absolutely having a wonderful life, but wanting to be in a fabulous relationship and have children. And so you know, she's such a great example. So like I said to Julie earlier, or Jane, or Moss, or Michelle, you know, please, you know, let people know. You can post on my feed. Don't worry about that. If you find something that's helping you. So just that spending time doing things that we don't normally do is absolutely wonderful. So Michelle, please let us know how you are doing and how you're staying in a great state. Nick is saying the best thing that is that I am fine, that what's important to me is becoming clearer. That is such a big one. Let me just, because I'm going to go hoarse otherwise from being too excited and having done 10:10 a.m. and then spent all morning on Zoom. Let me do it. I'm supposed to be having a day off today, Sunday. So, yes, what is it that's becoming clearer? So let me ask you that question. What's becoming clearer to you? So I'll tell you what's becoming clearer for me, that actually I've been talking about working from home more. I've been talking about having a different kind of relationship with my clients than always being about face-to-face, or always about being it one-to-one. And I think that I'm starting to get in perspective what's becoming clearer to me about what my purpose is going forward. So I love that. So tell me what's becoming clearer to you. Elizabeth Carney, hello. Are you in Solihull? Are you in Solihull? Anne Mulliner, Warwick, how are you, honey, and your gorgeous girls? I see you on Facebook. Thank God for Facebook. Shall we all just say thank God for Facebook? Because I see people's lives. It's absolutely wonderful. Adam Hervey, I think I know that name. Michelle, Barry Alloway, Gillian, Sally Wright. Hello, gorgeous Sally, photographer, amazing photographer. The person keeps the score. Absolutely wonderful. Just flesh that out so I know what you mean. Rupa in Solihull. Shari, New York, New York. What a wonderful town. Shari, you were amazing. And let's catch up tomorrow, Monday, because I've got some fantastic I wouldn't call it feedback, because feedback, people always think when you say I've got to give you feedback, they're going to go, oh, you're going to say something I don't like. I want to share with you how amazing that live was with Gareth. And I've got some additional little bits and pieces I think you could do that could make it even more amazing. Mark Adams, my son Nick's best friend. Vanda. Hello, Vanda. Out there in Belper in Derbyshire, out there, wonderful part of the world. It is lovely to see you. Oh, Shari, Susie Ashworth. Hello, Susie. You and I have not had lots of time together yet. We will do. Amelia Anastasi. That is a long time ago, Amelia, that you were with us in Austria. I think when we work with others on their stuff, it can really help us sustain the healthy state we end up living and breathing at. It's that old saying, isn't it, Nikki? You always teach what you have to learn. So when somebody comes on the phone to me, or somebody comes to me and they're not doing well, and I hear myself ask them questions, knowing damn well what the answer is going to be, because it's going to be the answer for all of us, but also teaching myself as I share what I think is really important. Natalie Roberts, incredible coach, trains coaches now. Absolutely amazing. So Natalie, if there's anything you think that could be as helpful to any of my friends and community, please put it up. Tag me on anything that you put out to your people. So if you are a coach, if you are a trainer, please use my community, which is 5,000 strong. And by the way, keep on having to unfriend people because I haven't got any space for anybody else. So what I do, as you probably heard me say, is I go through anybody without a photograph gets unfriended immediately, and anybody with any kind of dodgy photograph, that gets unfriended as well. So please do post things on I've got a very active Facebook community. And also, of course, I will share, like I shared Shari's live today with Gareth. I shared it on, and I saw people from my community coming on to hear her in New York doing incredibly well, assisting people brilliantly. Also, all the things I've never had time for. Now, that was what I was coming to. So Tony and I did a bit of a 10:10 a.m. this morning. We did one yesterday, we did one today. And yesterday morning we did books and films. Now I'm not going to go over that because you might have seen it. And if you haven't seen it, if you go back down my feed, you'll find the 10:10 a.m. with Tony and Nikki V on the 10:10 movement. And we did all about books and films. But what I was thinking of, and I agree with Moss, is that having time to do things that we've never really had time for. I'm actually considering now, only considering, I have to be honest, going up into my loft where there's been things there since I moved into this house in 2002. Because when I sold my other house, I was planning to go and live in America. And I put a load of stuff. So I sold all my furniture. It was quite a big house. I sold loads of things, and anything I really wanted to cherish and keep, I put into boxes, and then I wrote in great big letters, ship to New York, because I was convinced, Shari, I was going to go and live there. Anyway, plan B came into effect because I went to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, working for Tony Robbins, and met and became connected to the incredible Tony V, and came back getting married, and obviously moved to Kent instead. So I have stuff in my loft with ship to New York, haven't even opened the boxes. And I was on to my best friend who, yes, my other best friend, Julie Barker, my best friend who lives in Sydney, and she connected to a post that I put on this morning about the Celestine prophecy, because we had a guy asking about synchronicity and about how he gets messages, and I recommended the Celestine prophecy. And my friend Ali, who lives in Sydney, she came on going, "Oh, I love the Celestine prophecy." And I said, "What other books would you mention?" And she mentioned, and it's so funny that she lives down under, which I think is a bit of a weird way of calling it, because my mother calls you down unders, you down unders. But anyway, that's far too much information, right? But anyway, she reminded me about an incredible book for women, and you got to get it. And I went straight on Amazon, and I'm really sorry to say that there's not a Kindle version, so you're going to have to order it. I've ordered it. It's not going to get delivered till next Friday. But it's called Mutant Message from Down Under, and it's by a woman sort of thing, Marlowe. Somebody might put it in the feed. Marlowe, her name is. And it's an incredible book for women, because just like Nikki said, we're starting to realise what's important to us. This is a book called Mutant Message from Down Under, which is really puts things in perspective. I won't spoil it by telling you any more, because it's an amazing book. So that's one I recommend. And the second one that I'd recommend for women is You Can Heal Your Life, Louise Hay. Because if you are struggling a lot with this particular situation, at 10:10 a.m. this morning, I did a guided meditation for people who are really, really struggling. So you might want to look at that if you're really struggling. But also, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Obviously, she's passed now, but she's left this wonderful legacy of an understanding of how we react to significant emotional events in our life, and how we can use new perspectives, how we can use affirmations, and how we can use personal development to release ourselves from that. She, the same as Brandon, believes that we hold these memories in our cells. So I'd recommend You Can Heal Your Life. You're bound to be a Kindle version of that, because it's very, very popular. So I just wanted a couple of things. So I was upstairs in my bedroom getting ready for 4 o'clock, because clearly I didn't stay in this all day. You know, I went upstairs, put a bit of lipstick on, came down ready for 4 o'clock. And I suddenly thought, I know one thing that I haven't made time for, which is what Moss has said. The things you've never made time for is to clear out. I have a chest of drawers next to my bed, and it is full, both drawers full to overflowing. And the rest of the house, you would not believe, because Tony's a really minimalist person. I'm a bit more cluttery. And I'm allowed a few things, like, for example, let me show you here. So this is my little, there's the good old Tessie outside, Tesla. Running out of battery, needs stimulating. So you see, this is my little area here. I've got my flowers. I've got my Ali Hassanine bought me these wonderful glasses. There's the sun and the moon, and that's my son, by the way. This is, yes, it is. It's just a tiny glass of Chardonnay. And it's got the female Buddha, and it's got some crystals and other things on it. And actually, oh, the girls will love this. This is actually a fairy finder. Now, I bought this at some sort of weird mind, body, spirit thing. So if you can see that. I'm not very good at this. Where's up. There we go. And when you look through this little bit here, if you say you looked out on the grass and you look through this bit here, and as you look at the grass, you can see. And of course, the children absolutely love that. But yes, I think that it's really important to have a sacred space. So I started to think about, well, what might I do? So I thought about my bedside table drawers, and it's beautiful. The top is lovely. I've got flowers on there. I've got pictures of the kids. I've got all sorts of things like that. But in the drawers, absolute nightmare. And what I've got in the drawers, get very excited. Julie Barker will know about this, is loads and loads and loads of jewellery that I never wear. And I used to do this. I used to go to my live events and I used to wear a necklace, and I'd just wait for somebody to say, "I love your necklace," and I'd take it off and I'd give it them. And so I went into the drawer today to find a necklace to wear today so that somebody could say, I love your necklace, and I could say, give me your address and I'll send it you, because I love that. For me, the sort of letting things are just going to sit in my drawer otherwise. I want, people to have them. So I came across this. Now, I used to wear this years and years and years ago, and I was running out of time. It was 1 minute to 4, and this happened to find its way onto the top of my bedside table. So I put it on, and it is, can you see? Oh, that's probably better. Can you see? It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's not real or anything, but it's absolutely beautiful. And it's got it's like a coppery colour ring. Anyway, if you like it, pop your name and address and I will somehow get this over to you. If I have 2 people, then I'm afraid I'm just going to have to send it to the first one, and then I'll find something else. And don't worry, because I'm not probably going to do the 4 o'clock this week, because obviously we're busy looking after all of our clients Monday to Friday, the business clients with Nick James Mastermind. But what I will do is I'll find something else and I'll put a picture of something on every day, and then you can just let me know and I'll send it, because I think we should let the things flow round. So anyway, I've waffled on now for lots of time, so let me Shari's saying, oh, listen, the body keeps the score. Oh, I love that. The body keeps the score. Our thoughts and emotions impact our physical health. Well, as you know, Nikki Lowell, I agree with that absolutely, completely. And actually went on to Shari's Facebook Live today, where she was with Gareth Riddy, who works with people with physical pain. And oh, Shari, you'll have to write it on for me. I think it was pain is a request. Pain is a request that the body sends to you. So basically it's telling you, Shari, you'll write it in the thing, please, for me. And it's from Gareth, and it really resounded with me. So like, if any pain, and I do have a little bit of pain in my hip at the moment, I must be honest about that. When I come up and downstairs, I'm a bit like, ooh, and I think actually that's got to be telling me something. And I know what it's going to be telling me. It's going to be telling me, haven't been to the osteopath, which I went to. Fantastic woman that Gilly Woodhouse recommended to me. And I went to, her name's Rosie, and I went and I said, I keep getting this, And she said, she gave me 2 or 3 really short exercises, nothing crucial. And I just did them every day. And of course, within a week, it went. And of course, guess what? I've not done those exercises for ages. Shelley Hegarty, amazing. Nick James's personal executive assistant, who basically is the glue that holds the entire Seriously Fun Business Expert Empires world together. Decluttered your Facebook page. I love that. That's what I do. Okay. And Tony was a better option. Can't remember what that was. John Moffat. Hello. Don't know John Moffat. And Jasenia Jess. Jess is from New York. Yes, I think so. But living here, and lovely to see you. Cheryl, haven't seen you for ages and ages. Marlo Morgan, that's right. That was the absolute mutant message from Down Under, A Woman's Journey into Dreamtime. Thank you, Jess. I so recommend that book. Nick Pedrithis, unusual. Thank you. You're amazing. Mandy, you don't know me that very well yet, but those of you who know me will know what's my answer when somebody says to Nikki V, you're amazing. The answer is, it's all a mirror. There is only one way that we can see great in others, and that's with a mirror from ourselves. So you must be amazing too. That's all I can say. Kate, hello. Shari, thank you. Pain is a request for change. Gareth Riddy. I absolutely love that. Friend Gareth Riddy now, or Shari Teigman, and they are both incredible coaches and mentors. Gareth Riddy specializes particularly in assisting you with pain. Just to let you know, he's a really amazing, down-to-earth, fantastic man. Does swear, but then so do I. So it's all good. And Shari needs to write in the comment for me your 10-word Shari of who you most commonly work with, so I can recommend you too. So huge. You're so kind. Now, right. So, what time is it? Let's just breathe for a minute. And is there anything else? And nobody's put down about the ring yet. Who wants the ring? Come on. It's here. Or do you know anybody that would love it? Do you know what happened? The kids bought me about 8 years ago. They bought me a Pandora bracelet. And then every Mother's Day or every Christmas, Nat would buy me a beautiful charm to go on my Pandora's bracelets from the boys, right? From my grandchildren. And it built up and built up and built up. And then one day I kind of just decided, I think Tony and I had been to Italy, to a place we go in Italy, and Tony had bought me a different bracelet. So I put that on. Then I went back to wearing my iPhone watch, which I love. And so I stopped wearing it. And it sat there in the drawer, and I thought, oh, this is such a shame because, you know, it's beautiful. So I took it in. It cost me £35 to have it all cleaned up, new bracelet on it. And then I put it in a bag with a gift thing on it. I had them all do it with a certificate that it's all beautiful and everything. And I put it in a bag, and I took it to the office, and I thought, I'll leave it there. And if somebody says, oh, there's a Pandora bag, I'd love that. I love Pandora, I would just give it them. But I didn't. Nobody did that. It sat there for weeks and weeks. So I brought it home. So I left it. It was just in my hallway here. And we have two of the most incredible cleaners that come to clean our house twice a week. One is called Sharon and one is called Marion. And Marion spotted the Pandora bag. And she said, oh, what's that? You know, oh, has somebody, you know, has Tony bought you a Pandora? And I said, no, I've had it years. That's my own personal one. So it's got lots of different things that are very me, like, Shari, you'll love this, a suitcase with NY written on, of course, and you know, things like that I love, right, angels and things like that. And she said, oh, I said, well, do you know anybody that might like it? And she said, well, my daughter is 17 in 2 months' time, and she is nuts about Pandora. And of course, it's about 60 or 70 pound a charm. So this was probably about £500 or £600 worth of bracelet. But I didn't see it that way, right? Because even if I had seen it that way, if it was, anyway, it doesn't matter. And so I gave it to her. Well, of course, she's not used to like the personal development world where people give things to each other all the time. She was going, well, now how much do you want for it? I said, no, I don't want anything for it. Anyway, it was absolutely wonderful. And then I came home recently from work, and there was a lovely note from the Marion saying thank you so much and buying me a little bunch of flowers to say thank you for that. So I absolutely love, and I think this is why this is called Women Today. What can we do? We are the glue that holds it all together. We are the nurturers. We are the part of society that has the extra, you know. I mean, Tony is never going to go and get a bunch of roses and stick it here when he's going to talk. He's never going to go and find a ring, or he's never going to talk about fairy finders, or even talk about, you know, like the fact that my best friend bought me these glasses. It's like, you see, we're different. Women are different. We've got a different role in the world. We've got different things that make us feel fulfilled, that make us feel whole. And so I want to, oh, Nikki, yay! Nikki Lowell, please send me a private message with your address, and then I will find a beautiful box and send it to you. Thank you. And who knows what I'll find when I go in the drawer again. Anyway, I'm having a right clear out. And if I go in the loft, well, goodness knows what's in there that would be recycled, shall we say. And what have you got that's just been hanging around for you, but that somebody else would absolutely love, and it would be really special for them? So I would, you know, I'm all about the flow. Those of you know my beliefs about money is it's all the flow. Leave it festering away in a bank. It's no good to anybody, in my view. It needs spending. It needs sending around. That's why, you know, we want to keep we want to keep paying our suppliers. We want to keep our staff with us, our team with us, because you know, this is the time when you need to stick together the most. And so I'm going like, let's use this as like a nice cleansing. So if you find something that you love, that you know, that somebody else would love, that's what I do. Actually, it started off yeah, a few years ago. Rosa Smith was getting married, the wonderful Rosa Smith, who, by the way, is the queen of Yankee candles on QVC. She's the gorgeous woman who sells the Yankee candles on QVC. She's a complete bonkers, just like I am. Used to work with us in Austria, used to be one of our coaches, incredible woman. And she was getting married to Edward. She sent a thing out saying, you're the present, just you come to the come to the wedding, please. Lovely invite to the wedding. And then it said, instead of giving you a list of things we want, please just give us something that's really, you think is really special to you. So I read that completely differently. I didn't read that as going into John Lewis and going, well, what do I think's really special and lovely, and let me buy it and wrap it up. I went round the house and found something I thought was really special. So I gave them, or Tony and I gave Rosa and Ed, this beautiful statue, which we'd had as a wedding present, of a man and woman sort of like entwined in a beautiful embrace. So I wrapped it all up in bubble wrap and put it in a great big bag and everything and gave it to her. And then when I saw her after the wedding, she said, how did you manage to find the same statue that you've got in your hallway? And I said, what do you mean? She said, well, you know, obviously you managed to find the same one. I said, no, that is the one out of my hallway. She went, what? And I went, well, look, you said something special to you. So I went round the house and found something special to me to give you for a wedding. She went, I can't believe you would actually give something away that's your wedding present. I went, yeah, of course I would, because that's the way that the world works. You know, clutter will just fester. It's like money in the bank festering, like things like books, things festering. We need to get them moving. We need to get them to other people who will love them as much, or we need to get rid of them, get them to the tip. People go to, when we moved Nick's house last time, we took loads and loads of stuff to the tip that actually, yes, we could have sold it on eBay. Yes, we could have done this. Loads of kids' toys, lots of great stuff, right? And I went to the tip, you know, the refuse place, and there's people there just waiting to see what people, you know, throw away. And of course, to them, that is very special. And the nicer it is, the cleaner it is, the more it works, the more special it absolutely is. So anyway, I'm waffling on now. Now, please, let me know. We've got a few minutes to go. Let me know if there's anything else. What is really, my favorite question. What is critical for you to resolve right now that having this conversation might help? What is challenging you? What's worrying you? What's putting you in a negative state where you have, adrenaline in your body, or cortisol in your body, or testosterone in your body? I mean, let me just talk about, while you're writing, let me just talk about the difference between women and men, which some of you know really well. But I can tell you that the wonderful thing about men is they are in solution mode all the time. They are in emergency mode. John Gray, women are from Mars, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. That's a Freudian slip. Women are from Mars. That's the problem with this day and age. And I know I'm sounding like an old person, but when we believe that women are here and we're Martians and we're here to, solve the problems, be the solution, make something happen, build something, fix something, we're forgetting that we're girls. And what my husband says, which he says it in a very loving way, so I promise you I don't take it badly. He goes, look, if you're doing my job, who's doing your job? And when we start to remember as women what our job is, so our job is to do what we're doing in this interesting time. It is about connection. It is about supporting people. It is about nurturing people. And I've spoken to lots of women this week who are absolutely beside themselves, adrenalized, stressed, absolutely beside themselves with worry about their business and about money. and I share with them. I say, look, I understand that. And look, let's talk about some ways that you might be able to continue in your business even though you can't do live or whatever that is. That's all logical left brain stuff. But I share with them one fundamental thing. I said, but hold on a minute. Business and money is the modern day equivalent of hunting and providing. And actually, it's not a job that is really our job. Now, we might have got, look, I'm a great example. I decided, because my dad said to me, you know, it's a hard old world, Leah. You better get smart and ahead of the game, right? So from 17, I've worked like a loony to get very successful, earn loads of money, you know, take a load of responsibility, run big businesses, all those sorts of things, be a coach, whatever that is. But I've realized that I love doing that. But I was doing it, not so much now, because obviously I'm just do what I love doing. But when I was doing it because I was trying to hunt, I was trying to provide, I was trying to like build an empire, I realized that like that's not what I'm here on the planet for. Yes, I'm here to assist people in ways that will help them to have the success they want, but not necessarily to put my other job as a woman to one side and behave like a man. And I know this is contentious stuff, but I can honestly tell you that if we as women, if we are we're that settling within the male population. So whether you've got sons, I've just seen Shari's lovely face come up, whether you've got sons like I have grandsons, whether you've got, you know, husband, partner, dad, you know, whoever, when we're around men, we need to let them get on with what men are good at and do what we're really good at. And I think that if you're in any doubt as to which roles, I do have one thing that I can offer you. And that is, you know, if you go to www.tony, Tony, and nikkiv.com, tonyandnikkiv.com, we have our old website. It's a disgrace. It's Web Eden. It's cranky old website, but it's got some trainings on there of Tony and I talking about masculine and feminine, talking about men and women. And all I want to share with you here is that like woman is so vital at all times, but even more vital at times like this, because we approach things in a different way. Hi there. I trust that you really enjoyed that video. So now time to take some action. So maybe it is time for you to go and clear some clutter, to clear out that drawer or that loft like I did, and find those valuable things that might be a wonderful gift for someone else, or maybe it's just time to take them to the charity shop. Or maybe the next action point is that you get one of those films or those books that we talked about that really motivated you or can motivate you to take some action that you've committed to long ago but haven't ever taken the time to follow through on. Or maybe it's time, as you answered those questions, to get really clear as to what it is you're going to do with this extra time that you have. What clarity do you need about your plan going forward? So if you have any questions on any of those action points or anything else that I talked about in the video, please put your comments in the area below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So please do remember to subscribe to this channel, to hit the notification bell, the little bell, and to look at more of the content that is here on the 1010 Movement channel that can assist you on your journey to becoming more of a 10 out of 10.